Welcome to another episode of Redistricting for Racial Justice, presented by More Equitable Democracy. My name is Bill Ball. This is the third episode of our Intro to GIS and Census Data course, and today we're going to talk all about shapefiles. What are they? How to download them? We're going to look at the file type, and then we're going to save these shapefiles to a directory in our desktop. So let's go ahead and get started here. First thing I want to do is take a look at the map that we're going to create in this course. What we're looking at right here are just two shapefiles. What is a shapefile? I've got the Wikipedia definition over here. Make this bigger. I'll allow you to read it while I blabber here for a minute here. It's not very good. It's a mouthful. It's slightly better than I can do myself. But the key point of this is a shapefile is essentially a collection. It's a file type, but it's a collection of points, lines, and polygons. That's it. A shapefile is a collection of points, or a collection of lines, or a collection of polygons. Going back to our map here, even though this may look like a line here, it's not. This is a polygon representing Congressional District 8. So this is one polygon here. We have another polygon here for Congressional District 1, and so forth. So this shapefile that we can see in this top left up here is just a collection of polygons that represent Congressional District. And the same is true for block groups. We see a whole bunch of these small polygons. We're talking about a lot of polygons here. But we got a whole bunch of polygons here. And these are different block groups in the state of Ohio. That's it. This is a shapefile for congressional districts and a shapefile for block groups. Now, how do we get these shapefiles? Let's go ahead and get our friend Google up here. And we're just going to Google Census Tiger files. And I don't mean to disappoint you, but this has nothing to do with tigers. Tiger is an acronym that I don't know what it stands for. But if you want to, you can figure out what it is yourself. Okay, we're at this page here. I jumped through that. The first link that shows up here is the one we want. I'm sure it'd be the first one on your screen as well. So, it defaults to 2020. We are using 2019 data. So let's go ahead and go to 2019 to make sure everything's right here. We have two options under download. We have web interface and we have an FTP archive. We want the web interface here. And then, even though we selected 2019 and gets us to 2020 here, so that's awesome. Let's go ahead and swap that down to 2019. And under layer types, let's see what we have here. We got a whole bunch of stuff going on here. Whole bunch of options. Again, all we need are block groups and congressional districts. So I'll start with block groups and click Submit. We're in the state of Ohio, so let's go ahead and click Ohio and download. And that's downloaded. And let's go back on our browser and select congressional districts. Submit. Now, this is not congressional districts, are not done by state. It's a national file. It's okay. We'll worry about that later. And we got these two downloaded here. So let's take a quick look at these two zip files that we just downloaded. If I can get it to work. Okay. And so we have one here. These are the two shape files that we downloaded. And you'll notice right off the bat that this one shapefile is a collection of 7 different files. Now, you're not reading that wrong. You didn't do anything wrong. I don't know what all these files do, but what I do know is you need all of them for work, or at least most of them to work. So it is what it is. And I wanted to quickly look at these file names real quick, too. So if we're looking at our block group file name here, we see a TL. I don't know what that stands for. 2019, okay, that makes sense. It's 2019 shapefile. That's great. Then we see a 39 here. Now, 39 is just a FIPS code. And then essentially every state in the USA has a numeric ID, and it's called a FIPS code, and the FIPS code for Ohio is 39. Okay, so that makes sense. And then BG for block groups. Okay, cool. Congressional district the same. Okay, you got that TL 2019. Okay, that's good. US for USA, then CD for Congressional District 116 or 116th Congress. Okay, cool. That makes sense. Now, ARC is not good at, it's not great at knowing where your files are located. And I have not mastered this myself. But so do what you want to do. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to create a directory in my my desktop. I'm going to right click on my desktop, click on new, and click folder. And I'm going to call this shapefiles. And I'm just going to dump these two shapefiles that we downloaded into this folder that I just created. And make sure you copy all of them. You need all of them. So you drag them into here. And then we're done. And so that wraps up this episode. Just to recap what we did, we talked about what shapefiles are. We downloaded them from the Census website. We looked at their weird file type. And then we saved them to a directory. So thanks for joining us in this episode. The next episode, we are going to talk about downloading the census data, the racial data that we're going to use to plot percent people of color on our map. If you have any questions, please drop them in the comments below. We want to hear from you. And we'll see you in the next episode. Thanks a bunch.